Yo YouTube, this is my video for Tuesday the 2nd of September, and I'm going to show you something really amazing. Are you ready? Look at that, my windscreen wipers are working. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because what I didn't tell you yesterday was that on my way up to Scotland, when it was sort of raining quite hard, they stopped working, and I was about an hour and a half away from drop off. Luckily, I managed to sort of see enough to keep going, and then the rain stopped, then it dried up, and then there were showers during the day, but all the points I could see through the windscreen okay. I'm just making sure I don't touch this van, lorry. And so today I went to my garage this morning and just said, can you have a quick look at this? Well, it rang me today to just sort of say, oh, it's a problem. And I took it in this morning and quickly realised what had happened is that the arm mechanism that attaches underneath the bonnet to the motor and that then to the windscreen wipers themselves, that had popped off the motor assembly, and so he put that back on and it's working fine. He's going to order a new wiper mechanism set, and when I have my service done in about 6 weeks time, I'll get that changed with a new Ford set. So hopefully between now and then it won't pop up again, and if it does, he's shown me how to put it back on. I'm not completely convinced I can do it, but worst case scenario is I'll go back and he can do it back himself. So I'm pleased to have some wiper blades back, although today it doesn't look like I'm going to need them. And now on to today. So because I had that issue this morning, I couldn't book anything in yesterday afternoon. So on the way back from the garage, I was looking for jobs, and a job came up from Bourne to Coventry. It's a small van job. Bourne's about 20 minutes from where I was. So I put a bid on £70 for 73 loaded miles, and I got that job. So I'm on my way to Bourne now. I'm going to end up in Coventry in about an hour and a half, or maybe an hour and a half after I've picked up. And I hope, although I don't expect there to be decent work coming out of Coventry or Coventry area. I think back to about 3 or 4 months ago, where every morning I was really optimistic about doing well. I just don't feel like that now. Every morning I now feel it's going to be a struggle today, isn't it? It doesn't get me down. Just a different way of thinking about it, it's not something I have control over, really. I either feel optimistic or I don't feel optimistic. It's not something I can make myself feel. But I'm not down about it, just sort of being a bit more realistic about how busy CX is at the moment. And I'm just sort of hoping that I can squeeze out a decent income from it. These are the days, aren't they? It's like today, where that's going to be a really clear test. I haven't got anything booked in. I need to sort of put the effort in, try and make the money, but will the work be there in September? Will they be there for the right price? We're all going to find out together, aren't we? Okay, so I'll let you know how today goes. I hope you're all well. Farewell. Right, hi there YouTube. I've just picked up a second job. It's now just nearly 11:25, and I dropped off my first job in Coventry half an hour ago. And the jobs were quite, there's quite a few jobs to bid on. I was quite optimistic about getting a jobs from here, and in the end I've got one. It's picking up from Hinckley, which is half an hour away, 19 miles drive away. It's a medium van job, and it's going 46 loaded miles to Nottingham, and I've got this for £60, £60. So I'm pleased with that. I haven't had to wait too long, and I'm on the move. I'll be in Hinckley I'll be loaded by about 12ish, and I imagine it's about an hour, so maybe 1ish finish in Nottingham, and I will have earned at that point £130. So it's not an amazing day, but not a bad day. So let's keep going, try and get another 1 or 2 jobs after that, and then that'll be today's work done. I'll let you know. Oh look, it's raining a little bit, so these are my windscreen wipers. What luxury. Cheers. Welcome back, YouTube. It's still Tuesday, and I've got my 3rd job. I dropped off my 2nd job in Nottingham at 1:25, and then within 10 minutes I got a 3rd job from Nottingham, which was 10 minutes drive away, going to Nantwich, and I bid £100 on a 78.5 mile loaded job for a long wheelbase van job. It's one big, just over a ton pallet, and interestingly it's very warm. I'm guessing it's some sort of food stuff that needs to be delivered ASAP. It's just been cooked, because they've asked for a sort of an urgent delivery. So that's why I got the job, purely because I was 10 minutes away. My bid, I suppose, could have been anything. Unfortunately, I didn't know at the time, like none of us do, whether a job is urgent or not. So my £100, which I'm happy with, I probably could have got more if I'd known the full facts of this. So basically 79 loaded miles, £100, 1 pallet. So I'm on my way now. It's going to be about 3:30 by the time I arrive on site, and I'm hoping that means I'll have a chance to get a 4th job, just something small, because at the moment I'm on £230 gross. If I can get somewhere like a £50 or a £60 job, ideally a £70 job would be perfect. That would get me somewhere near home, then I'd be very happy with today. So yesterday I made £301 net profit. If I can get up to £300 gross profit today, I'll make about £250, I reckon, today. So if that is the case, I'll be on a very good week so far. And I'm not working Thursday. I've got errands to do. Well, I might get a job in the morning if the right job comes up in the morning on my Thursday. I'll do a job first thing, but I think it's unlikely that will happen from where I live. So it's looking really good so far. If I can get that 4th job today, of course, and that might be quite a big if. Nantwich, I've been there a couple of times. There are jobs out of Nantwich itself. There are jobs from the nearby area. It really depends on how busy, how many other drivers there are, as always. So I may get a chance to get a bit on a job. I'm not going to go. Ideally, I'd like to get a job that goes somewhere close to where I live, and I'll go cheap, and that means I'll make the money, rather than a job that goes sort of halfway to where I live, and then have to put sort of a higher price on. Right, YouTube, bit of a risk taking now. I'm dropped off about 15 minutes ago, just outside north of Nantwich, and I've had a look around. There's not really anybody near me, but there's no jobs either. So I'm going to head to Market Drayton, which is about 35 minutes drive away. It's about 18 miles, and that keeps me within the scope of Nantwich itself, if I come back to it, because there'll be no one closer than me, or it'll bring into view Telford and surrounding areas, and it'll also keep within my purview Stoke. Also, it gets me a bit closer to home rather than going the other direction, which is away from home. So I'm going to try this as a tactic. It's now nearly 4 o'clock, so it's getting very tight. I just did a little job, and I think maybe the Stoke Telford area might just give me that opportunity. It's a long shot, it is risky, but I think sitting where I am is not going to get me any further. So worst case scenario is I'm 18 miles closer to home when I give up. So I'll let you know how things turn out. Cheers. Hello there, stats time for today. So I'm basing my fuel costs on an average price of 14.66 pence per mile. Today I have driven a total of 368 miles, 368. By the time I get home, I will have worked just about a bit less than 11.25 hours. I've managed to earn from 3 CX jobs £230, 230, and my fuel cost for today comes to £53.95. So I round that up, which means that my net income today, taking into account fuel costs, is £176.176, which is a little bit disappointing. So I thought I'd try and find some way of spinning these so that's positive, and I did that very easily. If I take the average of today and yesterday, my average net earnings over both days comes to £238, which is very, very close to my sort of 250 ultimate ideal target. So I'm pleased with the average, and I've got 2 more working days this week. If I can get anything like that as my average over those 2 days, I'll be very pleased. Tomorrow I have already got a job booked in. I'll tell you about that tomorrow morning. And it just remains for me to say thank you very much for listening to my video. I hope that you are all being successful, however you interpret that word for yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow. Farewell, friends.